Hi, this is Vibrant Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a set of flowers for this gift box that I created using my Crafter's Companion. And I made a video where I showed you how I created this nice little bracelet. It's for a gift that I'm going to give, and it's adjustable, so that way, sometimes you don't know the size of the wrist, so because I have a little dangle, we can adjust it smaller or larger depending on the size of the wrist. So I have that here in this homemade box that I made, and I use tissue paper to wrap my gift, and then the lid. I'll just put the lid on here. So now I want to create a nice little flowers or even with the embellishment. So it's going to have this embellishment that said just for you with some flowers on top, and that's going to be my gift. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm using this mold die of the month for April 2019, so I'm going to be using that. And then I just grabbed a bunch of scraps that I have in my stash, and that's going to be perfect for using up those scraps. So I'm going to do that. So let me open this up, and I'm hoping that I'm able to know which flowers go with. And I'm not sure they have a video on these flowers. Well, I'm not sure if they have a PDF that shows you what flowers go with what flowers, but I believe these flowers go together. So they have them all in a bundle here. So these go together, and I believe this flower with these and those go together. I believe this would go with that, and this one goes there. So these go together. These would go together. I'm hoping these would go together, but I believe you can mix and match them. And then you have a little one here. These may go together, so let's look here. This one might go with this. And let's see, that would go with this. This one would go with these. That would go with that one. There's another one here. I think I will put that one with that one, and this one with this one. I think it really doesn't matter. And then this rose, it's really hard to figure out what goes with what. This has to go with this. So this rose goes with this and this leaf. And I think this goes with it as well. This may go with this. And then these would go together. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my sidekick to start cutting these out. And I'm going to do a darker for the base here. So in the first, I'm just going to cut just a prototype, or actually the first set of flowers just to see if I have my layers correct, because even though it does have an instruction in the back, it's not a detailed PDF instruction like you get with the Altenew dies. This one you kind of have to figure it out, but because the way they constructed these dies is, I think that you can mix and match the different layers. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just creating one type of flower for each, and then I'm keeping them grouped together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep all those that are, I believe they're part of the same layer, I'm going to keep them grouped together up on that strip, so that way when I start cutting these, I can cut them out on, with the right dies. Which I think it doesn't really matter. I think you can really mix and match these dies. Now another thing I like doing is when I'm creating a lot of cuts, let's say I want to create 20 or 30 of these flowers because I'm going to have a craft event, then I scan these die cuts with my brother's scan and cut. And then I use the brother's scan and cut to cut, let's say, 20 of the base flower, and then another 20 of the other layer, and another 20 of the other layer from the different pieces or colors of cardstock. So that's what I like to do with my scan and cut. I buy the dies, of course you want to buy the dies, but you can always scan them and use that to cut your flowers if you're doing a lot of them. Now if I'm only doing a couple of flowers, I usually use the die. It's a lot easier to me to use the die than to turn on my scan and cut, find a cut file, and then start cutting it. So that's how I do it. But I do love how these flowers came out. They're beautiful flowers, and I'm going to keep cutting these just to see if I have them all the right size and the right die. Okay, so I think I figured out all the flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a lot of these, and then we're going to put them together. So let me cut these off camera, and then I shall be back. Okay, so I am back. I cut a lot of my scraps, as you can see here. And I'm going to start composing my flowers. So I'm starting to put them together. You really need tweezers for this, and I'm using hot glue because it's a lot easier for me to use hot glue than for trying to use a liquid adhesive. Now I do need liquid adhesive when they're really, really tiny, and you'll see in a second I'll use liquid adhesive when I'm doing my leaves. But for these flowers, they have a nice big open center, or large center, so I can easily use my my glue gun. So here I'm using, as you can see, those little tiny leaves that have some layers, really thin layers. I do a better job if I use liquid adhesive. And get the really good tacky adhesive. It'll keep it, it'll stay in place better, and it won't move so much around. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more make some more flowers, and then I shall be back to put it on our box. I always make a lot of flowers because that way I can pick and choose which one I want to put in my package here. And then I really like the colors that I picked. That red and pink, or rust color and pink, really works nicely for this little package. And then I'm putting that little banner right there that says "Just for You." And I'm just using a combination of hot glue and liquid adhesive to glue these things down. So here's my little box. Love how the flowers came out. It's perfect for my gift for my secret sister. And when you have scraps, just makes a lot of flowers. So if you're going to take the time to craft, I like to take all my scraps and I can create flowers or embellishments. So when I want to later on do another project, I just need to pull those out and use them and not have to waste time making them. So I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.